Michigan has a transparency problem. A new Detroit News investigation shows that while Governor Gretchen Whitmer travels the world recruiting jobs, the plane tickets, the dinners, and the private events on those trips are partially paid for by a private nonprofit funded by the same companies that receive billions of dollars in incentives, rate approvals, and regulatory favors from her administration. Here's how it works. If a company contributes $25,000 or more to the Michigan Economic Development Foundation, they get a board seat. If they get a board seat, they get private access to Whitmer and Quentin Messer, the head of the state's Economic Development Agency. Some of those private donor receptions have even been held at the governor's residence. The donors are giant corporations asking the state for rate hikes, subsidy packages, and project approvals. Those decisions are being made by officials who are attending the foundation's events, while those donors are in the same room. That's not a crime. It's not illegal, but it is not transparent. And when you have a setup where state dollars flow one direction and private dollars flow back to support officials' travel and access, the public doesn't get the truth about who's buying influence and what they're getting in return. Whitmer's office says this saves money for taxpayers and calls the trips investments. But that answer is really not good enough. Taxpayers are the ones who need transparency because they are not the ones paying for the access. This is a problem with government right now, secrecy. We have a budget with hundreds of millions of dollars in earmarks that appear 24 hours before a vote. We have freedom of information in this state except for the governor and the legislature. How does that make sense? And now we have foreign trade missions paid for in part by the very people seeking favorable decisions from officials who attend those same private events. You cannot call something economic development when the public is blocked from seeing who is paying to shape those deals. This is not left versus right issue. It's power versus public issues. It's the same for the White House ballroom. If private donors are paying for the ballroom, you need to know if they are going to get special favors, special access to the president, because those folks are asking for favors too. It's something both sides are doing, and it's something that needs to stop. When regulators dine with regulated behind closed doors, people stop believing in the system. The number one driver of civic cynicism is not disagreement, believe it or not. It is the belief that outcomes are prearranged and bought. If leaders want the public to trust them, step one is simple. Stop taking money from the people you regulate and disclose every single dollar that touches public decision making. Are you fine with big corporations whining and dining and paying for travel for lawmakers who are deciding if these same corporations will receive huge state projects or tax breaks?